for today is how to count your blessings. It's very, very important. How many of you take time to count your blessings?
Yep.
Huh?
Yep.
Get your hands up. Get your hands up. All right? What are your blessings? What are they? What's a blessing? What's the word mean, blessing? What's the word blessing? Richard?
Share life with somebody wonderful.
Yeah, to share something wonderful. You know, a blessing is something wonderful that's meaningful for you, that makes your life better, that makes you happy and joyful, right? Yeah, I hope the Parkinson place is a blessing to you. It's meant to be a blessing to you. That's kind of been my mission for it. You know, just a fun place. Are you having fun here?
Yes.
Yeah. See, a blessing to me is something that is really meaningful, you know, that really gives quality to my life. It can be a person, it can be an experience, right? It can be a life lesson, it can be anything. Anything that makes me feel wonderful and makes me better and makes me happy to me is a blessing. So you're all blessings in my life, because I always say, after so many years of Parkinson's, you give me 10 times more than I give you. Did you know that? Mm-hmm. Huh?
I don't think so.
Oh, I know so. I always get I sit back and I watch you and see the positivity and the motivation and the drive and the bravery. You have to be brave to live with this disease, don't you? Huh? There's nothing easy about it. This is very, very easy to get into the recliner and stay there, because it just doesn't let you off the hook. Some days, not for 1 minute. Do you agree with that? Yes. Some days, you know, you say, I feel sad because, you know, I say, well, you live in, you know, 24/7 with it. And you all know the name of my next book if I have enough time and live long enough to write it. I'm going to call it 25/8. Parkinson's disease 101.
That's
right? And it's tough because it's nonstop every day, every hour, but then every minute along the way can really sometimes, you know, create a challenge for you. It's challenging, it's stressful, you're constantly having to reinforce yourself and build yourself up and work on the way that you think and work on your choices, all right? How do you think? I can't get through one discussion without saying the word. Your positive thinking. Your positive thinking is gonna get you anywhere you wanna go. Anywhere you wanna go. I always say any challenge in life, you know, if you stand up with a positive thought process and with a positive thinking, you know, I can do this, life is good, you will face it. Because if you're not positive, you're negative. And if you're negative, you're where? You're down here, right? You're down here on what I call your emotional knees, right? You can't face life. You can't stand tall with your head tall and your shoulders back. If only in your mind. If you're lower than a snake's belly, is what I call it, you know? Bottom down here. You gotta be standing tall and confident. So your positive attitude is everything, and you control how you think. You can only think one thought at a time, and you can choose the thought. And so, you know, if you're overwhelmed with a wave of worry, or if you start negating, you know, if you become all-consumed, there's one disease that can really be all-consuming. What's the word consumption mean? It takes it all, right? It just keeps taking and taking and taking, gobbling you up, all-consuming. Because it affects every single part of who you are. You ever think about it? Affects you physically? It's a challenge, isn't it? The physical. Physical. I learned something this morning. See the blouse I have on? Everybody loves it because I'm not in black. I had such a hard time. These are the smallest buttons on any woman's blouse in America. I was struggling so hard to button this blouse. I almost threw it in the trash can. And then I had this thing of thinking, oh, I know now what my patients struggle with. You know, with me it's my arthritis in my fingernails. But I was so mad at this blouse.
And all men's shirts have exactly that.
But I'm looking at them. See them? They're like little M&Ms. So I was like, I refuse to yield to this blouse. And I kid you not. And I wanted to go get my adult daughter lives with me at the other end of the house, and I was going to go say, Sissy, button mommy's blouse, but I didn't have the nerve. So I was almost late for work because I was buttoning my own blouse. But I learned, you know, the struggle of things that we take for granted. You know, how many times have you buttoned, I mean, we learned to tie our shoes when we were how old? 5, I forget. Kindergarten maybe. You know, we were tying our shoes, and we were buttoning our blouses, and we were cutting our meat and everything our whole lifetime. And it was an awareness for me how difficult it must be for some of you when you want to, and your body will let you, right? And when you have to really ask for help. So the physical side of Parkinson's disease is real. It will impose on you, all right? It will limit you. You are not disabled. Don't ever use that word disabled when you talk about yourself. Disabled means you can't do it. You can do it. It might take you longer, might take you a little bit of help, it might take you adaptive equipment or whatever, but you are not disabled. You got that? I hate that word. Certain words I don't like. I don't like the word victim. You're not a victim, you're a survivor. Look those 2 words up at Webster. The victim goes down and is hurt, goes down and stays down. All right? Survivor stands up and faces the challenge and survives. You are Parkinson survivors. You are Parkinson champions, okay? Because no matter what this disease is trying to do to stop you and to slow you down, you are going to do it anyway, all right? And you have to work that will. Am I right? Does that, you just get that naturally?
No.
Huh? Positivity doesn't come naturally. If I had a pretty pink pill that I could give you to be positive, I would have retired probably about 55 years ago. I'm running a marathon here in my career. Right?
Yeah.
You know, I just had my 50th, I had this, oh my God, I had this thing, you know, Kennedy, dead 50 years on the 22nd.
Yeah.
That really impacted me. Because I was in my first year in nursing school in Philadelphia. And I had been in school about, I started in September. I remember coming out to the streets of Philadelphia, downtown Philly, and everybody was just catatonic, you know. And I sat on my sofa and I thought, 50 years. Where did those 50 years go? You know? So that was like another awareness for me of how important every day matters. You know, and how much you really need to live on a conscious level and really pay attention to this moment and to really live in this moment and to make the choices that's going to make this day and this moment terrific. My mother taught me a long time ago, life is nothing more than choices. Am I right?
Yeah.
Isn't that isn't that good? Mm-hmm. I can be positive, I can be negative, all right? I can have integrity, I can be a cheat, right? I can lie, I can tell the truth. I can have malice or I can be kind. I can be giving or forgiving or I can be hateful, right? Mm-hmm. So everything that you do is your choice, how you think. And no matter how thin you slice any problem in life, you can flip it over. No matter how thin it is, you flip it over. Am I right?
Yep.
Now, am I saying that I want you to be all rose-colored glasses and, you know, remember Betty Boop? I don't know what made me think of her. She made me sick. You know, she was always happy. You know? That's not reality. Somebody find me a picture of Betty Boop. That's your sign that between now and then. Go online and find, I don't even forget what she looks like. There's your sign at Betty Boop. I don't expect you to be all perky and happy-go-lucky and blasé about life. I mean, you're living reality. Life is real, isn't it?
Yep.
I mean, now what's going on in your life is real stuff, and it's hard stuff. Okay? So take on what you can take on, right? Hang on to the positive attitude. If something's concerning you or upsetting you, You address it, you talk about it, and you get through it. You know, if you find yourself stuck in a negative moment in time, I do it all the time. You know, life at large, you know, you're going along real great and then something negative happens. Don't stay there. Get out as fast as you can get out. You understand what I'm saying? Don't wallow in this argument or this disagreement or this confrontation or this negative thinking or this worry or this whatever this stuff is going on. Get out. All right? Choose to move forward. Choose to move forward. So you wake up in the morning and you set your mindset. You set your disposition. Just like you pick what you're going to eat for breakfast and what you're going to wear. I pick and I choose to be a positive person this day. And that's the foot that you put forward first. Play the positive note and get going. Okay? Because if you're positive, you're standing up and you're facing. Right? What happens when you feel yourself going down? How many of you do go down? How many of you get tired? I mean, this is disease. It gets you tired. It slows you down. Apathy is a big piece of it. When you're apathetic, you're belly up in the recliner. You're not out here dancing when I just saw a half hour ago. I love it when you bounce. Could you die when you were bouncing? Right? Siri and I were bouncing back there.
Yeah.
You know? If I didn't have to work, I'd be in every class. I got to do something about that. Tell Larry I need a little area in here that I can have some fun. Okay? What was I saying? But apathy, you know, is real. It's the thing, oh, it's easier to do nothing. It's easier to do nothing. And you're struggling, you know, this disease is going to slow you down. And when you get slowed down, you become apathetic. Because you lose the impulsivity of someone that doesn't have Parkinson's, right? You look at somebody that, you know, 25, 35, 40 years old. You have the impulsivity because you have the energy, you have a healthy body, you have a mind that says, I think I'm going to do it, so I'm going to do it done. Right? Well, with this disease, it's slowing down your brain, your cognition, your thinking, your ability to find yourself to the end of the sentence. Okay? So that is a real factor that you have got to fight. You got to stand up. You got to stand up to this. Okay? And the other thing, too, is we're all getting older. We're all seniors. We're slowing down. Our body's wearing out. What do you think the aging process is? You know what the aging process is? Huh?
I'm just maturing.
Yeah, you're wearing out. I mean, I don't know what the books are saying. I mean, come on. But, you know, this is Education 101. You're wearing out, right?
Amen.
You know, how many steps have we taken? You know, how many times have we done this? I mean, I don't know.
Some parts.
We're tired. Right? The energy, you know, we don't, it's gone, you know? But, so you have to modify your thinking, modify what you can do. The other thing that's really big in life is set attainable goals for yourself. There's nothing greater, you know, for esteem and for a sense of control than to set goals and to reach them. Am I right?
Yeah.
I try real hard with goal setting every day. I do one a day. If I make one a week, I'm doing something because I have a lot of distractions in here that take priority over what I think I should be doing. But you set a goal and you do it. It can be a simple thing, little tiny things. You're eating 10 Oreos a day? Do you know I ate 6 mint Oreos? The power of the brain. And the darn things were in a jar in the closet. And I just remembered that they were in there. So I went to town. Yeah, I just wanted it. So I thought, okay, I'm going to have it. I didn't feel so hot after I ate them. You know, I said, you know, stick an apple in my mouth, but I sure had fun by myself eating my mint Oreos. But anyway, so you set goals for yourself. You set a goal for the day. I'm going to get up. You know, I'm going to try. I'm going to get dressed. Get yourself in a routine. I'm here to tell you, if you are not in a routine, you're not going to do well. And I mean a routine, not that life is cut in stone. I don't mean that. You know, plans made in stone are easily broken. Does that make sense? But I want you to have some type of a rhyme and a reason for your life. You know, the human body wants to wake up and wants to go to sleep at a certain time. We're going to have a great talk on sleep dysfunction At this one in February, Dr. Pat Madden's going to speak on sleep dysfunction. If you look at that program, that's really a pretty good one. That's all your problems, and we're going to give you solutions to all your problems. Isn't that going to be nice? Plus bagels and lunch and cookies and everything else. You're going to be all set by the first week in February, okay? But sleep time, your body wants to go to bed at a certain time. It gets on a cycle. Have you noticed that? Like I get so angry with myself because I'm a very early riser. I love the morning. I am motivated by the ducks on my lake and the quiet time and the sun coming up. I get really excited. You know me, I count ducks. That's how bad I am. But even on the weekend, 5 o'clock, I'm like ready to go, and I'm like, Marilyn, you gotta stop this. So guess what I do? I get up. Who cares, right? But your body wants to wake up, your body wants to eat, your body wants to wake up. So I want you to do this. You get up at a certain time, you get dressed. If I catch any of you in what I call a gray, shabby bathrobe, you are done. If any of you women own one, throw it away. Because why? Because it's a mindset. It is a mindset. Do you have a gray shabby bathrobe? She's hiding her head. I can tell. Do you know what? I'm on my perch. I know who has it. Right? Right? I had an Aunt Bev. God, she was a wonderful woman. I just loved her. I called her my Annie Mae. Do you remember Annie Mae with Rosalind Weston?
Oh, yeah.
That was her. I kid you not. I knew her. I was 65 when she died. Tried a long time ago. I know. I kid you not. I knew her my whole life. I never saw her once without lipstick. Are you hearing me? You know how ours wears off? Not Aunt Viv. Not one day without lipstick. One day without her jewelry. Not one day without dress. And when I say, how come you're all dressed up? Remember the old 40s movies when the ladies would come out like they had been in the salon for 4 hours before they came to the breakfast table? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And with a cigarette in her hand? And here I am. Where's the orange juice? Right? Stunning! That was my Aunt Viv. And I used to say, what are you all dressed up for? They had a house over in St. Simon's Island, Georgia, in the golf course. And I'd be schlepping out there, a little tank dress, where's my coffee, where's my coffee? And she said, well, why would I wear something shabby when I can wear something pretty? Like, it's the same energy to put it on. And that stuck with me. And then I remember one time she would dive under waves in the water in Ocean City. She's a full-grown woman with all her diamonds on. My mother used to say, how can you go in the ocean and dive under waves with the kids with all of your stuff on? She goes, it's mine, and when I go, it's going with me. And she said, I want to look good. You know what else? I was with her when she died. I took care of her when she died. And the last word she said to me? Put on my lipstick. So it shows I live and breathe. And you know what else? I got her lipstick in my house 5 years ago. But the motivation to get up and to look pretty and to feel pretty and to get involved and to get engaged. That's my Aunt Viv's story, okay? So get up, get dressed, eat, have something nice planned for the day. That's what I love about Parkinson Place. You can pick and choose off your calendar what you want to do. If you've got something great going on with, the journaling club or dinner with your friends or whatever, you don't have to see me. But at least I know I got something there for you Monday through Thursday and most Fridays that you can come and engage and be with people just like you. Isn't that nice? Okay. How many of you have a routine? Yeah. Just kind of work it now. What are you driving her arm up? She knows if she has a routine or not. Leave her alone. Huh? You can modify the routine. You can make the routine fun. And take a couple days off, right? I took Friday off. I did nothing. I texted but all my girls and says, I'm a zombie and loving it. What are you doing? So, have some type of a routine. Make your choices, all right? Work on the apathy. Work on the depression. Depression will kick in. If you don't hold on to that positive attitude, okay, then you're leaving room I always say, you know, if you keep a head full of positive thoughts, when negativity knocks, it can't get in. You got it? All right? So stay positive. If you're having a blue day or a low day, indulge yourself in it, enjoy it, and but do not make it a lifestyle. I'll give you 1 day, 2 days tops. All right? If you go down and stay down, I can't get up, I'm feeling bad, Mara, I'm in a low blue mood, then you call your doctor and you say, I'm fighting depression here, you gotta help me out. Okay? Don't go down there because there's great drugs. How many of you have a great board-certified neurologist taking care of you? Okay, so number one thing, this is one disease you may not be managed by internal medicine. I'm saying that, you can put that all over the website, as far as I'm concerned. This is one disease that you need to have a board-certified neurologist, okay? This is a very complex disease. It changes all the time. You need a physician that does it and does it well so we can titrate your drugs, okay? Your doc also needs to be your friend. You know, I did a survey once about to my patients, and I said, what's the number one thing that you want to need from your physician? What do you think the answer was?
Listen.
What? I want him to listen. You know, because you go to a doctor, this is your precious life. This life matters. It's 20 minutes every 6 months to him, right? Or to her. There's a real good lady neurologist as well. But this is your life, and you have to live in between. So what's hanging on the wall, the credentialing on the wall, really does matter. You know, where do they train? Are they board certified, all right? But the other thing is, you have to go, when you go to him or her, they need to listen to you and they need to understand.
Dr. Marilyn.
No, yeah, here's a perk for Dr. Madden. Pat Madden has been with us, I don't know how long, we brought him in board. He's treating patients here every Monday and every Thursday, all day. You can just book it here and come back here and make it real easy for you. He is just a lovely man. He's a gentleman. He really, truthfully cares. Because I work back with him, and I see what he does. He helps people that he doesn't even have to help. He'll help you, okay? He'll find a way to help you. And Lee, his assistant, next to me is probably the strongest in-your-face advocate that I've ever seen. I mean, she will go to bat for you, and she will get you what you need. So it's a great resource that we have here with Dr. Madden. If you're with a neurologist, you're happy with him, you're doing well, and that relationship is strong and tight, you stay there. Okay, you stay there, okay? But if you could be better for you, you know, you might consider seeing Dr. Madden. Then we have also Dr. Juan Sanchez-Ramos. Now, he's fellowship trained. He's one of the top in the world. And he's here every Wednesday afternoon. And Dr. Juan likes to see what we call the complex patients, the folks that all of a sudden are having a hard time. All of a sudden are having real serious changes or real erratic changes or something happening that we got to take care of in a hurry. And if that's going on with you, okay? Then we'll get you in to see Dr. Juan in a hurry, okay? And he works with your neurologist. He doesn't want you forever. He wants to see you once, maybe twice, and just get that care plan where it needs to be for you and give a recommendation to your neurologist. So from a medical standpoint, we really got you pretty well taken care of here, right? Right. You've also got Denise in here. Denise Drayvick is our care manager. She's going to be moving into the office next. We have a little office in here we just took on. I'm gobbling up the building. Little at a time. I'm almost there. Not quite. We'll see where I'm next year. You know, I want that whole thing in there. But anyway, but she'll sit with you and put a care plan in place. A lot of times we don't. It's hard to navigate the healthcare system, right? And you got so many benefits out there. You got so many resources out there. I don't even know all of them, right? She does. So you can sit with her for 1 hour. She is a private pay unless your insurance provides for her, and it's worth every cent of it. She might see you once to tell you everything you need. So she makes you a nice little roadmap, and then you're linked into her, and I work with her. So that's another good resource. Yeah. Physical therapy is in here. How many of you have done the big program or going to do the big program? Okay. Toya's in here. Con's going in. This is the greatest program going for you. This LSVT big program. It will change your life. It becomes a lifestyle. You're going to take big exaggerated movements, okay, and you're going to do them for the rest of your life. This is totally opposite of what Parkinson's is doing for you. And then we're going to have Kathy in here doing once a month, once a week, one class. I'm going to have her change over to the maintenance for the LSVT big. So if you're really not even taking the program, okay, I'm going to have you doing it anyway, because I've seen it work. Okay, I think Pete took two, and he was like, look at me walk. I mean, he was like the March of the Tin Soldiers or something rolling through here. He was running through the parking lot. We're looking out the window, and there goes Pete, you know. So, but all these things, you got to realize you can do this. All right? Because the more you do for yourself, the more under you control you will feel. Did you know that, people? Did you hear what I said?
Yep.
The more you do for yourself, the more under control you will feel. All right? We don't want you doing it for us. I mean, you can get me a cup of coffee, you know. That'd be nice, you know, or you can do something sweet for me. But I don't want you taking care of me. I don't want you doing for me. I don't want you doing the things that I know I can do for myself, because doing for yourself is a sense of esteem. All right? This disease affects your independence. It makes you what? Dependent. Dependent means I need help along the way. Well, so what? So what? I need help along the way. So ask for help and take it. Take it. This is a disease. Along the way, you're going to need help. But the need to be dependent, not to be self-sufficient, can do what to your esteem? Let's talk about esteem for a second. What is esteem?
How do you feel about yourself?
Huh? Confidence is an adjective. How do you feel about yourself? So, how do you feel about yourself? Huh? How do you feel about yourself?
I like myself.
Go, Carol. Carol likes herself. You like yourself? You better, because I like you. I love you. All right? I'm way past liking you. Okay? Your sense of self, your sense of pride, confidence, esteem, worth. You know, everything as far as I'm concerned that determines esteem or sense of self comes from the self-worth. Am I right? Self-worth. Does your life matter? You better believe it matters. You better believe it matters. You matter. You're here for a reason. You make a great contribution every day. Only you can choose what contribution you make. It can be a simple thing. Doesn't have to be as big as spending the day putting trains up for Parkinson Place. Thank you, Richard. You know, it can be just little, sweet, nice things. Right? How many of you are doing nice, little, kind things? How about the rest of you? This would be a time to lie to me. Come on, hands up. Hands up. You come in here and smile and wave and are nice to other people. The world's a better place because you're in it. Okay? But the need to be dependent can lower your esteem. The other thing too, in America, we put all this razzle-dazzle on physical appearance and normalcy, right? You notice that? I used to watch 100 years ago. I haven't seen daytime television, I don't think, in forever. You ever seen those, forgive me if I'm offending somebody, those super stupid soap operas? If I'm offending you, I apologize. See, my grandmother used to watch them. What was it called? Days of Our Lives, and all of my children. She was like, get out of my way. She would stop doing anything to watch all of my children. Was that Susan Lucci?
Yeah.
All right. She's still hanging on, still looking good. And all she does is Pilates, you know. I almost bought one of her machines. I saw it on television. Maybe this would help me. Nah, that was a minute in time. But I looked at the screen, and I thought, where do they get so many perfect people? Right? Perfect. Perfect men, They look like they were all carved out of cream cheese, remember that? Wasn't that a line from Steel Magnolias? Perfect. And I rationale that if I had all those people trying to make me pretty and putting pretty clothes on me, I look that good too, right? So, that's what the world expects of us. They expect us to be quote unquote normal. You know, young and thin and no lines and, you know, what we pay for weight management and line control, you know? There is no such thing as normal. But a lot of times because, oh boy, do I know that. The longer I'm in this building, the more I know there's no such thing as normal. But the thing is, you know, with the outward symptoms of Parkinson's disease, they're very apparent, aren't they? Some of these symptoms, you're not going to be hiding them real easy. You know, some things you can hide, like if you have MS, you can hide it. You have Alzheimer's disease, you can hide it. You look just fine, right? But with Parkinson's, some of the symptoms make it apparent that you are just a little different. Not a lot, just a little bit different. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about your symptoms. You get out and you engage and you enjoy your life anyway, okay? You're still the same inside. You've been listening to me how many years now? You want to give a lecture next week? How's that sound? You're still the same inside. And you know, I've learned along the way that no disease, no dysfunction, you know, can hurt a human being. No, not the way God made you, not the good stuff in you. Right? It doesn't touch you. So I always tell my caregivers if they're looking a little different and acting a little different and you know, maybe they're not quite as good on the dance floor and all that kind of stuff, or they can't manage the checkbook, so what? Who cares? You got them. You've got them. All right? And they're the same person inside. So always look behind the eyes, okay? There he is. Same guy, same girl. Think I'll keep him. Okay? Okay, so don't let the outward appearance of Parkinson's affect your sense of self. Allow nothing to affect your sense of self. A lot of times in life things happen, you know, that are difficult and it can affect, you know, the negativity in your life. Why did this happen to me? I know all the years I've been doing it, and I've never had a Parkinson patient say to me, why me, Mark? Do you know that? I just realized that. Isn't that wonderful? I always say, you know, I think the only responsibility that we have in life is to be the best that we can be. Am I right? Yeah. Don't waste 1 minute trying to be like somebody else. What your need is to take who you are, your finest qualities. Right? What am I good at? What can I develop? What can I use and give away? And that's what you focus on. You don't try to be like anybody else. You try to just make the most of yourself. And don't set your goals too high for yourself, my Parkinson patients. You know, lower the bar. You know, just lower the bar. Don't be forcing yourself to get over. I keep lowering the bar every year. Right now, I could just about take a little step and I'm done. I'm there. So, make it easy for yourself. Okay? What's the goal to waking up each day and facing another day with Parkinson's? Because it is long. You have to realize, you know, that you're going to have it. It's not going to go away like the common cold, right? It's not like having a hip replacement and you do 6 weeks of rehab and you're back to normal. It's not like having bypass. You're better than when you had it done before you had it done, right? But this is something that has become part of you, and I think it's very important that you develop a relationship with it. You develop a relationship with it, and one of the easiest ways and the best way to do that is to really know it and to really understand it. It's why I push so hard for education. You know, the smarter I can keep you with the latest drugs, the latest treatment, the latest research, the latest resources, the latest coping skills. It's the greatest gift I can give to you, you know, because you can't fight a ghost, all right? And you have to see it, you have to know it, you have to understand it so that you can live with it. You have to be accepting and tolerant. You know, this is who I am. It's me, my caregiver, and my Parkinson's disease. Well, it gets a little crowded, doesn't it? A little crowded. Okay? What's your key to living with it?
Positive attitude.
Huh?
Positive attitude.
Yeah, your positive attitude. You just tell yourself you can do it. You know?
There's always somebody that's worse off than you are.
Yeah, here's my positive Connie. You know, there's always somebody worse off than you. You know, it's the truth. Sometimes when I leave here because of this floor, my feet are killing me. I gave up. I had to give up heels, I guess about 5 years ago when I used to lecture nonstop. And I thought, oh, they look good, but boy, am I hurt. And I kid you not, my Parkinson Power, I left here one night and my feet were just killing me. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to go invest in a really good pair of shoes, you know. And I was really aching. And I kid you not, I pulled out here and I turned left and a wheelchair came along with a woman my age with no legs. It was like a sign from God saying, Marilyn, you better stop it. You know, you better pay attention to how fortunate you are. And she was perky and laughing and probably just fine. Probably just fine. Okay? But in my mind, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I'm complaining about sore feet. You know? So keep everything relative and always focus on what you have. Focus on what you have, not what you have lost. What you've lost is gone. You know, tuck it in your heart if it's somebody that you loved and was very important to you. Tuck it in there and keep going. But you live here in the moment. And you hold on to the positivity and you hold on to the hope. What is your hope for the future? How many of you hope for the future? How many of you hope for the future? How many of you hope for the future? How about the Lowskis? Of course. What does hope mean? In no way are you going to be positive if you don't have hope. Right? You have faith in yourself? Why does having faith in yourself matter? How do you hold on to the belief that I can do it? I will do it. Done. How many of you have that? You all have it because I've seen you. I've seen you struggle out here trying to do things and tired and living with symptoms. And by God, you're out here doing it anyway. You put most people to shame, truth be told. Okay? You have the will. The human will allow you to do anything. You tell yourself, I can do it. I will do it. Okay? And guess what? I'm going to have fun doing it. That's the other thing too. A lot of times we do things and you can make it fun. Like what? Some things we have to do aren't fun. Alright? But you can have fun and you can enjoy it. Playing the positive note, how many of you laugh? Other than at me. Laugh. I mean, Mary Massey, she just took a course on, I don't think it's called laughter yoga or happy yoga or something, but the Dana is really good on it. Laughter is huge. It really is huge. You know, I'm going to visit this program and see if I can get it in here, see if I can get Mary to do it. I have to check the data for you. But the ability to laugh and the ability to be an optimist. I heard a brilliant PhD speaking in the Venice market about 6 months ago. He said that if you are an optimist, everything about you is better. You will do better with life, you will do better with stress, you will do better with health issues, you will do better with relationships, you will just do better. So what's an optimist?
It's positive, and it looks for the good, and
Yeah, looks for
there's going to be a victory or hope.
There's hope. There's going to be a victory. It's going to be a positive outcome, and I'm going to control it, and I'm going to have fun doing it, and aren't I great? All right? Please remember positive affirmations. How many of you give yourself a positive affirmation? I always say, you know, if you're waiting for somebody else in your life to positively affirm you every day, ain't going to happen. Forget it. Forget it. Right? You have to affirm yourself, okay? I I teach professional women once a month, and I always say, people need 4 things. I mean, this is the law according to Marilyn T. This is what I make up. But what's the one thing that we love, what we need? I just told you. The number 1 thing that human beings need is love. We want to be loved. Anybody here want to be hated? Huh? We want to be loved. The nature of the human being, we want to be loved. We want to be embraced. We want to be touched. You know, we want to be hugged. We want to be kissed. It's a positive affirmation. We need it. Are you going to get it from everybody in your life every day? You're going to grow away. All right? You give it to yourself. You love yourself because there's good things about you to love. So you focus on, when you look in the mirror, what do you see? I see a really good person here. I see a loving person, a kind person, a forgiving person. You give the love to yourself. Okay? What's the other thing that you need? Respect. Anybody here want to be disrespectful? I hate that, disrespecting. You know, every human being deserves honor and respect. You deserve to be talked to correctly and treated correctly with appreciation and regard. Am I right?
Right.
Are you going to get respect from everybody that crosses your path? No. So you give yourself self-respect. I respect you because I did the right thing. I told the truth. I was kind. I helped. Right? Self-respect comes from you, not from me, the way that I treat you. All right? You also need understanding. People need to be understood. And this is a tough one because it's hard for us to really express our inner feelings and our needs unless we talk about it. But you want an understanding. I want you to understand what I'm feeling. I want you to understand what matters to me. I want you to understand my concerns. Okay? Are you going to get this automatically from everybody in your life? You know, you want to just take somebody and shake them. Don't you understand what I'm feeling? Right? You ever been there? I've had some people in my life with their eyes bulging out when I was going on the floor. It's the truth. I had a time in my life I was stressed and nobody understood it. I couldn't get the words out there and I couldn't define it. And I don't know if it was one of my kids or whatever, but I hear them like this and it's ma, you know. We want to be understood. You're not going to automatically get it because understanding, you need to communicate, you need to share, you need to vent, you need to express. So understand yourself. This comes into stress management, fighting apathy. I understand what's going on with me. I understand what I am feeling. I understand myself. That can be a tough one. And the last thing everybody needs is support. You are not going, nobody can be successful alone. I don't care who you are. You might think you're a grand champion doing it yourself. It's just like, help me Pete, what's the name of the football player that runs the ball down the field? Is that the quarterback? Who is he?
Halfback or fullback.
Who was Joe Namath? I'm going to date myself. I hate that. One of my husbands loved sports. I haven't looked at sports since like the fourth. But the quarterback, right? Do you think he's running that ball down there and kept getting all the glory, you know, and all the sponsorships? He wouldn't be running that ball if there weren't all these other men running interference, right? It's the same thing. It's the same thing. You're not going to be successful alone. You need to reach out and and appreciate and receive. You need to receive, you know, the support of other people. But guess what? You also have to give it. If you're fortunate enough to have a caregiver, family member, good friends that are loving on you, helping you, support you. Support is it. Love, respect, understanding, and support. It's all a two-way street. A two-way street. You have to receive it and you have to give it. The more you help others, the more you gain. The more you give away, the more you gain. And it's you know, they say you reap what you sow, but that goes way beyond it. I think that's basic. I mean, you reap what you sow based on decisions and treatment and things like that. But from, I think, more of a spiritual, intellectual thing, the more that you help, the more that you embrace, the more of yourself that you give, I heard somebody say to me once a long time ago, if you want to realize God's grace in your life, give yourself away. Because if you're sitting home, you know, me, myself, and I, or thinking me, myself, and I, and all I care about is me, myself, and I, and you go figure it out yourself, then you're going to be stuck in this little bubble, me, myself, and I. But the minute that you get out there and realize what others are living with, what others need, what you can do for others, okay, that's what really matters. That is when you really understand your true value as a human being. So, okay, how we doing? So, blessings. Have we got a lot of them? Innumerable. Good answer, fellas. You know, you got your health. You know, don't qualify your blessings in your life on the physical, right? You got me with that one? All right? You have your mind, you have your ability to be here, you have opportunities, you know. You haven't even started yet, okay? You're dancing this year. I'm going to have you on the high wire in the circus. Yeah, onward and upward. You got it? I'm going to push you, okay? So, okay. I guess that's it, yeah, honey.
I'm ready.
Is y'all Carol's ready? They'll have to put a wire on here or something, right? Okay, I wish you a very, very wonderful holiday season. All right, take time, you know, to count your blessings and really pay attention to how lucky you are. You know, I always say if I've got one person loving me, isn't that great? Wow, we got a whole room full of people loving it, okay? So enjoy yourself.